Sometimes, when you stumble onto a great show by accident, you may find yourself wondering, when was it made? Who made it? When will there be more? And why hasn't the Critical Drinker done a review on it? I am referring to Chainsaw Man, and the answers to these questions are simple enough. As the anime first aired in October 2022, directed by Ryu Nakayama, and is based on the Japanese manga released in March of 2019, which is written and illustrated by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Unfortunately, there is no official premiere date for a second season, but with its instant massive success, I'm sure with any luck we can expect Season 2 around September or October. As for the Drinker, well, let's ask him. Excuse me, Mr. Drinker, might I ask?
Go away now!
Anyway, I'm here to tell you, Chainsaw Man is a riveting, smart, hilarious, blood-fueled rampage that you won't want to miss out on. So start your engines and let's jump right in. I'll start with a quick summary for the rare few who haven't already seen it, as the story primarily follows a young man who goes by the name of Denji, who starts out as a lonesome vagrant with a hopeless amount of debt inherited by his father, which is all owed to the Japanese organized crime syndicate known as the Yakuza. As a means to pay off his debt and Denji's only source of income was chopping trees and hunting down creatures known as devils, alongside his only friend in the world, a little devil dog named Pochita. The two struggle to get by, living in harsh, substandard conditions, and in extreme cases, Denji has sold his organs on the black market for extra cash. He even sold one of his balls, man. Damn! Just when you think things couldn't get any worse for him, he's then ordered on a fake hit job where Denji encountered the people who were in control of his debt, and had found they'd all been turned into zombies by a minor antagonist known as the Zombie Devil. Unable to get away in time, and caught by the horde of zombies, both Denji as well as Pochita are cut into pieces and tossed into a dumpster.
Oh, that's brutal.
With Pochita an inch away from death, using the healing properties devils get from drinking blood, the devil dog fuses with Denji's remains, making him half human and half devil, while at the same time saving them both and like a phoenix rising from the trash heap? I don't know. Denji is then reborn into the Chainsaw Devil. After a frenzied slashing spree on the zombie devil and his legion, all at once, Denji gets his revenge and clears his debt. In the moments that followed, we are introduced to an authority figure who is an official high-ranking public safety devil hunter who goes by the name Miss Makima. I'll gloss over the details, but Denji is recruited into a special task force known as Tokyo Special Division 4, where he and a team will hunt down the agency's #1 most wanted, who is referred to as the Gun Devil. This is where the actual review begins, because this is where the show presents its rich batch of intriguing characters. First, there's Miss Makima, a highly perceptive, sharp-witted, and shrewd woman. The kind of woman who would rip your fucking heart out and eat it with a smile. I think I'm in love. With her powers that appear to be omnipresent, it easily makes her the most formidable. What's more is her persona resembles that of the Greek tales about sirens, as Miss Makima has a taste for leading men to disastrous fates using her beauty or the promise of physical gratification, which suggests she will play a role as one of the bigger antagonists later down the road. Next is Himeno, a sweet-talking, tender-hearted member of Special Division 4, whose place is far too short in this story, as she was killed off after having worked only one case with Denji, and was probably his first real friend who gave him his first kiss. Oh, but we don't talk about that. Himeno's death was rather unexpected, as you'd think there'd be more to learn about her, or at the very least, we see the secret alliance her and Denji had formed in order to help one another win over their personal crush played out a little longer. Either way, I'm sure many would agree it's unfortunate she wasn't given more screen time. Then there is Power, a clear individualist with a, big personality. It's hard not to adore this eccentric character with her quirky antics, because you just never know what crazy shit she's gonna say or do next. With her unpredictability, it can make her a bit of a burden to the rest of the group. It is my hope once Denji and Power have succeeded in their training given by Master Kishibe, she won't be as detrimental to the rest of the team. What's great about characters such as Miss Makima, Himeno, and Power is they are perfect examples of what modern Hollywood writing is missing, which are strong, likable, substantial, and badass female characters. Take some notes, Disney, and stop this insanity. Sorry for going off topic. Anyhow, I mentioned Master Kishibe, who is the emotionally distant physical trainer for Denji and Power. What's more is his personality reminds me of Spike Spiegel and Piccolo rolled into one. For instance, similar to Piccolo, he's ruthless as a teacher, probably because he wants the best from his students, along with how calm he is, making him appear to be always in control of any situation he's in, comparable to Spike. The one thing I wish we could see more from Kishibe in the next season is him fighting more devils out in the field like we have with the other members of Special Division 4. Now, the next character I should talk about is Aki, but I'm actually going to skip over him in order to keep this video respectable length. What I will say though is I quite like his attitude, as he's the embodiment of speak softly but carry a big stick, or in this case, a spike. I'll go into a deeper analysis for Aki after Season 2, as I'm eager to learn more of his backstory. Anyway, last but not least, the man himself, Denji. I don't think I've seen a protagonist with such unconventional motivation since Beavis and Butthead.
We're never gonna score! We're never gonna score! We're never gonna score! That's it, nuts!
I mean, this guy is willing to lay it all on the line for
Bibs.
mainly so he can get his hands on Miss Makimas. This isn't the only thing that drives Denji, as his new job has given him a newfound life free from destitute and loneliness, while allowing him to continue hunting down devils. But let's be real, nothing quite motivates him nearly in the same way as the possibility of having sex. As a matter of fact, this form of satire is both a clever and funny way of highlighting a hormonal teenage boy's priorities by showing it to be a choice lacking good judgment from someone who hasn't experienced more to life. At the same time, this show is very self-aware of how Denji's ambitions make him appear, because humans and devils have called his dreams, quote, foolish or disgusting. Another interesting aspect of Denji's character is the way he calls attention to Japan's prejudice towards homeless people, and is a reflection on society in general, how many see the homeless as less than human, failing to recognize some situations are beyond control, causing some to lose everything, or in Denji's case, start out with nothing. All in all, when it comes to anime, Chainsaw Man clears the bar as being top tier in just about every aspect of its creation. For all intents and purposes, I am referring to the original subtitled version of this show, and coming from someone who typically enjoys the English dubbed over for anime, I found the subtitled version to be far superior. I don't mean any disrespect to its English counterpart, or the people who prefer it, as this is purely subjective, but in my opinion, all the voice acting, character dialogue, and editing to create voices for certain devils was simply done better. Although, I will say the voice actor Sarah Wiedenheft, being the English dub for Power, is a perfect sound-alike to Feiru's Karuta and her take on the character, so well done there. While I'm at it, Kikunosuke Toya as Denji is truly a legendary performance that deserves to be immortalized. However, Ryan Colt does a great job in his own right, but Ryan's voice just doesn't deliver the same quality and performance that we get from Kikunosuke. The last thing I'll talk about, considering I've been gushing on and on about how good this show is, are there any flaws? Well, I guess there is an unexplained time gap between when Power meets the Bat Devil and meets Denji, or maybe the first episode's dialogue is a little rough around the edges. Despite this, Chainsaw Man is a cryptic cinematic masterpiece that has the kind of quality that only comes around once a generation. Well, that's all I've got left to say. To whom it may concern, thanks for listening.